In this guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you to play Mr. Tambourine Man by Bob Dylan. And I'll be following the version from Bob Dylan's 1965 album, Bringing It All Back Home. Now I'll teach you to play the chords, I'll show you the strumming pattern, I'll show you some of the little intricacies which will make your playing sound a bit like Bob Dylan's. Before we start, you need to do two things. The first is tune your 6th string, the low E string, down to D. And the second one is to put a capo on the 3rd fret. Okay, let's get started with the introduction to the song. The song starts with 4 bars of D major. Now that introduction is quite distinctive, so let's take it apart and see how close we can get to what Dylan played. If we slow the first 2 bars down, this is what I think Dylan is playing. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, so let's take that apart then. So on the first bar, the first down I think is mainly, perhaps exclusively, on the 6th string. Okay, the second down is on the treble strings, maybe starting from string 4. The third down is back to the 6th string, mainly, perhaps not exclusively. And then there is an up on the treble strings, and then a down, starting from round about string 4, I suspect. Now, when he does this next down, though, I think he's removing his index finger from the 3rd string 2nd fret and playing that open, which gives a sort of a D sus4 chord actually. And then there's one more upstroke and he puts his index finger back on the 3rd string 2nd fret to play that. So that first bar therein is like this. And the second bar is similar but not the same. So in the second bar we have 6th string, mainly, perhaps not exclusively, first down, second down from the 4th string down or thereabouts, back to the 6th string for the 3rd down, and then we have an up on the treble strings, and then a final down, mainly on the treble strings, but remove your middle finger from the top string, 2nd fret, before you play that down. That gives a D2 chord. So again, those first 2 bars I think are like this. The 3rd and 4th bars are similar to the 1st and 2nd bars, except that on the 3rd bar, instead of removing the index finger from the 3rd string and putting it back, we're going to remove the middle finger from the top string and put that back. So bars 3 and 4 will sound like this. And putting it all together, this is what you've got. The song starts with a chorus, and the very first chord is a chord of G over B, fingered like this. The 6th string's tuned down, so we're not going to play the 6th string. Hey, mister. So that is 5th string, and then a down on the trebly strings, 5th string again, and then up, down. Hey, mister. Then we go to an A major and we do exactly the same thing. 5th string, down, 5th string, up, down. Tambourine Man. Now on to D major. Here we can play the 6th string. Play a song for. Back to the G over B. Me, I'm not. Back to D. Sleepy and then back to G over B. Is no place. Now we go to A major and we do something a little bit different. Going to. So, what we do in that A major is we bring our thumb over to fret the 6th string at the 2nd fret. Now that is the note of E, relative to the capo. So strictly speaking, this is an A over E chord we're going to play. And we're going to play 5th string, downstroke on the treble strings, 6th string, downstroke on the treble strings. Then we're going to play this. So what we're doing there is we're putting our fingers into a chord of A sus4, just by putting our ring finger there on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and we're playing mainly on the treble strings down up. Now we're taking our ring finger off to play a normal A, another down up on the treble strings. Now we're taking our middle finger off, which is giving us a chord of A2, because that B string, the 2nd string, is now open, single downstroke. Putting our middle finger back on to give us a regular A major and another single downstroke. So that's the first half of the chorus. The second half of the chorus then is very similar to the first half, except that it finishes on a different chord. So let's look at the second half now. We start again with our G over B chord. Hey Mr. Then A, Tambourine Man, then on to D. Play a song for, back to G over B, me in the, back to D. Jingle jangle, back to G over B. Morning I'll come, then to A, following. Now we're going to go to a D chord, and Dylan plays. And he's off into the next verse then. So let's break down what he's doing on that last D chord. Well, he's actually starting on a chord of D sus4, and just put your little finger on the top string, 3rd fret relative to the capo to get that D sus4. And then you're going to play 6th string and then a downstroke. Now take your little finger off of the top string, so we've got a regular D chord, 6th string, upstroke. So far, D sus4, regular D. Now take your middle finger off the top string, so the top string's open, that's a D2, up, down. So let me play that for you so far. And now you're going to put your middle finger back onto the top string, regular D, 6th string, down. Okay, so far we have this. Now 6th string again. Now take your middle finger off, so the 6th string's open, D2 now. Up, down, up. Put your middle finger back on that top string 2nd fret, 6th string down. So we have this. Just before I tell you about the verse of Mr. Tambourine Man, let me just say, if you found this video useful, please do hit the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe so that you'll be notified about all the future videos I release. Now let's look at the verse. The verse of Mr. Tambourine Man is very similar to the chorus, but with 2 differences. So let me take you through one of the verses and I'll explain the differences as I go. So we start again with the G over B, no difference there. Though I know what evenings a empire has. Now we come to a part of the song that cycles between the D chord and the G over B chord. And basically in the chorus you cycle between those 2 chords twice. In the verse it's 3 times. Okay? Returned into sand. First one. Vanished from my hand. Left me. The second one. Here's the third one. Blindly here to stand but still not. And then we go to A again, sleeping. So that's exactly the same as the chorus, apart from that extra repetition of the D to G figure. Now the other difference between the verse and the chorus is that, unlike the chorus, the verse does not resolve to the chord of D major at the end. The verse just stays on the A major and we get that little A sus4 to A2, back to A again figure. So let me play you the second half of the verse then. Here we go. My weariness amazes me. Now we're going to do the D to G's. I'm branded on my feet, I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets too dead for. And now we're going to get that little figure on A major again. Dreaming. And then you're back into a chorus. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. And so on.